Once again, a very good morning to one and all. I welcome you all on behalf of FirstBit Solutions, and this is our day 2 for the Python Generative AI course, right? So let's quickly summarize what we covered in our yesterday's session. So yesterday we discussed about the TSFT framework or the pattern that we follow at FirstBit Solutions. So TSFT is divided into two parts. One is 50% of planning and 50% of the execution part. So on the planning side, we have the team, we have the strategies, we have the systems, and we have the environment. So this overall ecosystem is there to support the students so that they flourish whatever potential they have within. And on the execution part, the T stands for the training team that we are having, S stands for the support, the other S stands for the skills. So skills means the aptitude, soft skill, and other technical skills that you are going to incorporate during this training. And E is for the entire execution part. So the overall experience that we are going to have. So this is about the TSSC framework that we discussed. After that, we went ahead and we saw the overall, you can say the course curriculum or what are the topics that we are going to cover in this entire course. So we start off with core Python. After core Python, we go for data analysis. Then after data analysis, we go for data science, machine learning, deep learning, and then we go for the generative AI part. So this is the overall flow. Besides this, we are also going to have MySQL, web programming, DevOps, GitHub, Flask, Django, operating system, software engineering. So these are the modules that will be covered using the LMS system. So, and after that, we also had the meeting with the placement team as well as the admin department. So all your queries related with that were covered. So it is very much possible that some of you were not present in yesterday's session. So no worries. You will be shared the recording of the previous session. So you can go through the recording and whatever queries you have, you can still ask me during the session. Fair enough? So let's get started. So the very first point is, what is Python? So first of all, let me know my audience. So can you just write down in the chat box? So can you all write down, are you already aware of Python? If yes, how would you rate yourself in Python? Like if you know each and every concept, you may say, I can rate myself say 10 on 10. If you're completely new to Python, you may write 0. If you have some basic idea about Python, maybe you can say 2 out of 10. So just put in some number out of 10 in the chat box so that I just understand my audience. Kunal, I'm asking you to rate yourself, means what is your understanding of Python? So out of 1 to 10, how much would you rate yourself? Okay, so support cloud infotech. So support cloud infotech, I would appreciate if you put in your actual name so that I can call you using your name. Okay, so I can see many of you are writing 8, 9, and some are writing 0, some are writing 3, 5. Okay, 0. Okay, fair enough. Yes. So as I had told you in yesterday's session, I will start as if you are completely new to Python. So those who are already aware of Python, I request you to please take this as a revision part. Okay. And obviously we can Muhammad. Okay. Support Muhammad. Should I call you Support Muhammad or I should call you Muhammad? Okay. So first let's understand what is a Python. So Python, basically, we all know that it is a programming language, right? So using Python, we can write programs, we can write some code which can be used to develop different types of applications. So basically, the first point that we can say about Python is it is a programming language. Now, what are the we all know that Python is now becoming very popular. So what do you think? What is the reason for the popularity of Python? I mean, you are also here for the same reason, right? Because it is very much popular, it is very much in demand. So what do you think? Why it is very much popular?
Is it right? Can I?
Yes, everyone.
Is it right?
Is it correct? Easy
right?
to write?
Right.
Easy to learn, I would say, right?
Yeah, easy to learn.
It is very easy to learn. Correct.
Okay, fine. Most libraries are available. Libraries
very
and
good.
most
Huge
use cases.
libraries are good.
Most use cases that web applications, automations, or you can say data
Correct,
analytics, or
correct.
you can go for AI and use security. You can apply into a lot of various ways, right?
Yes, applied to different domains. So we can use Python in so many different areas like web application. We can develop gaming applications.
Keywords are very
We,
simple to remember, easy memorize.
correct,
Then compared to
correct,
Java, complicated
correct,
keywords.
correct, correct. So we can have gaming application. We can have mobile application. And now that we have the machine learning and other libraries as well, so we can have very much advanced scientific application, etc.
Data science
So it's
is
really
data analytics.
correct. It has, yes. So all the different areas Python can be used. So these are the important, and from the programming perspective, it is as we already discussed, it is user friendly, and somebody has also mentioned it is an object oriented programming language. Okay, and it supports so many other features like multi-threading. Then it has the power of modules and packages. So because of all these important features, we can use Python in so many different exception handling, we can say, or error handling facilities there. So those who are new to programming, please do not be scared with these terminologies because we are going to cover all these points in very much detail, right? So these are the different reasons we can say, or different points that are there which make Python very, very strong and very, very powerful, right? So the very first thing that we have tried to understand is what is Python? Is it secured? Yes, it is a secured language. Nowadays, many more security features have been added so much to make it highly secure. So we have understood what is Python. So as I said, Python is basically a programming language. And what are the features of Python? So these are the features of Python, right? Here now. Uh, so we understood, okay, basically we are using any programming language. Why we are using any programming language? Because we want to use our computer. Okay, I want to use my computer and I want my computer to perform some task for me. I am saying, hey computer, you do this task for me. That is my agenda. That is my purpose. So I am using some tools, some programming language, and I am creating a program. So what is a program? It is a set of instructions. So I'm giving some set of instructions to the computer and I'm saying you go ahead and do this task for me. Now, for example, let's use a very layman term. Suppose I have a fan in front of me. Okay, I will say, okay, fan, you turn on. Just stand in front of the fan and you say turn on. Will it turn on? Nowadays, you say yes, fans have become smart, so they understand our language. Correct. So let me say, no, I'm talking about the old fan. If you want to turn on the fan, how do you turn on the fan? Tell me. There is a fan, okay, and you want to turn it on. So how do you turn on the fan? Let me know, everyone. You do this regularly, right? कैसे on करते हो आप fan को?
Button. Switch.
Sorry,
With remote,
switch.
with just
Yeah,
clap.
with a switch. Let me make it very simple. We have a switch which has on and off option, correct? So we just have to, put in turn on the switch. So can I say the fan simply says, if you want me to do something, you give me the instruction in terms of on and off. So let me say on. Let's consider this as 1. Off, let's consider this as 0. Because this is the language which the computer understands. Computer only understands binary digits. Binary digits. That is binary means 2. So 0 and 1. That is the language which the computer understands. So the language made of 1 and 0, ones and zeros, ones and zeros is called machine language, because this is the language which the machine understands. Okay, so the fan is telling me, if you want me to understand your language, just tell me on or off. I will understand that. So the language which it understands is ones and zeros. One for on, zero for off. Now we moved ahead and we said, okay, let me not just use ones and zeros. I will also have a regulator. So regulator is to control the speed of the fan, right? So speed of the fan. Speed of the fan is 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. So here the speed of the fan is like 1, 2, 3, 4. So here we cannot only use 1 and 0, because 1 and, if I say 1 over here, if I say 0 over here, which is not sufficient. Yeah, sorry for the interruption. So only 1 and 0 may not be sufficient. So what we say, okay, let me use 1 1 for 1 speed, 1 0 0 1 for 2, then 1 0 for 3, and maybe 0 0 for 4. So if I use 2 digits, I can, supply 4 instructions. What if I go even further and I have more options? Then only 2 digits may not be sufficient. So I have to use 3. So what is happening? The instructions are increasing. Do you understand this, everyone? Initially, we said on and off. So on is 0, off is on is 1, 0 is off. Only 2 instructions. Later on, we said no, we want the speed feature also. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 options. So 4 options, I am using 2 digits. This way, when the instructions keep growing, my number of digits requirement will also increase. Do you understand this, everyone? Everybody is able to understand what I am saying? So the number of digits will increase. So when we talk of the computer system is going to have multiple, huge set of instructions, correct? So we will have huge means what? Millions and lakhs of instructions are there. So how many bits or how many digits we want? Many digits. Many digits are needed. Okay, so to handle this system. So this is how the system will be, or this is how the programming will be done. Now, if I ask you, can you write the program which is made up of ones and zeros only? If I ask you, you have to write the program, but that program will only contain ones and zeros. Is it possible or not possible? If you think it is possible, please type P for possible. And I request you all to please use the chat box. Don't unmute yourself. Please use the chat box. Okay. Not possible. Actually, in olden days, people used to write the code in binary language in olden days. But right now, it is very time consuming and it is very difficult to maintain also. So what is easy for us? What is easy for us? For us, easy thing is like English like language, correct? So we prefer writing the program in English like language. So I write the program. So we'll go ahead and write the program using English like language. But if I give this program to my computer, if I give this program to my computer, this is my computer, will the computer understand my English like language? As I said, you stand in front of the fan and you say turn on. Will the computer understand that? What do you think? No. So the computer says, no, I cannot understand this English like language. What the computer can understand? The computer says, I can understand only machine language code. Correct? I can understand only machine language code, which is in the form of ones and zeros. Or let me write here like this. Something like this. So this is the language which I can understand. All right. So now there is a problem. So let's take an example. Suppose you visit Chennai and you are actually from Maharashtra. So your native language is Marathi. You can speak Marathi, you can understand Marathi. But when you go to Tamil Nadu, there people do not understand Marathi. So you are expected to speak Tamil there. If you don't know Tamil and you start speaking Marathi, will those people understand your language? There is a language barrier that is happening over here, correct? So what has to be done in this situation? I hope the situation is clear. So what are we supposed to do in that situation? Tell me. We have one person who speaks Marathi. Okay. But the other person only understands Tamil. So can we have a conversation over here? Can they understand each other's language? No. So what should be done in this case? Come on. Translate. Perfect. So the Marathi thing that has to be converted into Tamil, and Tamil language needs to be converted into Marathi for having the conversation. Okay. ठीक है, Mohammed. Thank you so much for your appreciation. You can please watch the recordings. All right. So, so what we have to do now is we need a language translator. So here we have our English like language. Here we have English like language. And on the right hand side, we have the machine language. So here we require a unit that is called as a language translator. Okay, we want a translator. What translator will do? It will accept the English language as an input and it will convert it into machine language so that the computer understands that. So far, so good, everyone. Yahan tak clear hai? If yes, please type C for clear in the chat box. Okay. Now, what we have to do, I mean, the translator, coming to the translator. So we have basically two types of language translators. One is the compiler and the second one is interpreter. So now, please note everyone, the point now that I am going to explain is very, very important, and this is one of the frequently asked interview question in Python interviews. Usually this is the first question the interviewer asks in the Python interview. Okay, so it will be related with like what is compiler, what is the difference between compiler and interpreter, how is the Python code compiled, such type of question can be asked to you. So let's understand. First of all, let's understand what is the difference between the compiler and the interpreter. So I will take one simple example. Let us say that we have a president. Okay, we have a president of, let's say, Japan. President of Japan. And he is visiting India. He visits India. And he is going to give a speech in front of the Indian audience. But the president is going to give the speech in which language? So he has prepared the speech which is in the Japanese language. So if he delivers this speech to the Indian audience, will the Indian audience understand Japanese? No, right? So we require a language translator here. Now, how the language translator is going to work? So one option is, let's use a translator. So what this translator says, sir, first you please give me the speech. You give me your whole speech. I will read the speech and I will convert the whole speech in English. I will sit and I will do the conversion and I will convert the whole speech into English. If there is some mistake in the speech, I will first ask you, please correct this mistake, then only I will generate it in English. Okay? And once this conversion has happened, then we can deliver it to the audience. How many times? 100 times I can deliver because I have the speech ready with me. Are you understanding, everybody, what I am saying? Right? So we are asking the president that you first give me your speech, let me do the entire conversion. So 100% conversion I will do, and then I will deliver it to the audience. If at all there is some mistake in the speech, I will request you to correct that speech, and then only I will deliver to the audience. This is how the compiler works. This is the role of the compiler. So what the compiler does, we have this code, okay? Whatever program we have written, this is our program. So this is my program. Our program is termed as the source code. Okay, we have this source code. This source code is first of all converted into binary. Okay, this entire source code is converted into binary. If at all there is some error, suppose there is an error. So the compiler will say, stop, stop, stop. I cannot generate the binary. First you correct this error. First you rectify this error. ये error जो है इसको आप ठीक कीजिए. First you rectify this error. Then only I will generate the binary. So binary is generated only when there is no error. There should not be any error, then only the binary generation will happen. And once the binary is created, we can execute it how many times? Any time, any number of times. So multiple number of times the execution can happen. That is how the compiler works. The entire program is converted into binary. Once the binary creation is done, we can use it any number of times. That is how this process happens. So everyone, are you clear with compiler concept? If yes, C for compiler, C for clear, double C. If you can type double C if compiler concept is clear, everybody. And if it is not clear, you will write NC, not clear. Subhash is typing triple C. Thank you, Subhash. Okay, everybody? All right. Yeah, so you can please note down in your terms, just note down the concept here, then I will move ahead with the interpreter concept. Okay, so I am proceeding further and I am now going to explain the interpreter concept, right? So what happens in case of interpreter? Going back to the same example of the president. So in this case, this is the speech of the president. This is the speech of the president. So now what the interpreter will say, okay, sir, you speak the first line. You say the first line. I will take this as an input. I will convert it into English and I will tell it to the audience. Now you give me the second line. I will convert it and tell it to the audience. Give me the next line, convert, deliver to the audience. So what is happening? Line by line conversion. So this is an important point. Line by line conversion is happening. So one by one, we are taking up the input line, we are converting it and we are delivering it to the audience. That is how the process works for interpreter. So interpreter is clear? If yes, please type I see in the chat box. Okay, so Sanchana is saying it is not clear. So Sanchana, I am repeating it for you. Please focus here. This is the original speech. Okay. So what this interpreter is saying, you first take the first line. Okay. I will take it. I will do the conversion. I will convert it. And then I will tell to the audience also. Already the speech is delivered. Take the second line, convert, deliver to the audience. Next line, convert, deliver to the audience. So line by line conversion is happening. Is that okay now, Sanjana? Now is it clear? Line by line, we are doing the translation. We don't wait for the whole speech. We pick up the first speech, first line, convert, deliver to the audience. That is how this conversion is happening. Are we clear on this, Sanjana? Please confirm, then I will proceed further. Okay. So now comes the question like which one is better? What do you think? Based on this entire conversation, what do you think? Which one is better? Okay. So Subhash is saying compiler is better. Yes, others, what do you think? Okay. So many people are saying, Ganesh is also saying compiler. Okay. Okay, the majority is saying about compiler. Very good. And what about then why there are two different concepts? And what about Python? What does Python use? Python is using compiler or it is using interpreter? Python uses interpreter, but you said compiler is better. So Python should use compiler, it should not use interpreter, correct? Anyway, okay. So let's understand how the process is done or how the conversion happens in Python. So going back here, this is our source code. So this is my source code. So let's call this as say sample.py. So this is having my Python program. This will be taken up as an input by the language translator. But what is used here? First step. We can say this is the first step. It uses compiler. Okay, it uses the compiler. This compiler will compile the code and it will generate something. What is that something? I will explain in a small while now. So the extension of the new file will become pyc. This is the compiled code. Compiled code. And this compiled code is gone for a further procedure, that is our interpreter. Here it goes for interpreter. And this is where the final execution happens. Okay, so let me explain this part in detail. So just hold on for a second. So just I will open a new file for this. So what I was trying to tell you is that usually what happens, Let's say this is my machine. This is my machine M1. Whenever we are writing any program, right, my program is executed by the machine, and in a machine we have something called as a processor, we have the operating system. So these two things create the platform. Okay, these are the two things that create our platform. This is the platform on which my application is running. So this machine is capable of understanding some set of instructions, say I1, I2, I3, I4, up to, let's say, I100. So these are the instructions which my computer understands. Will my computer understand fixed set of instructions, or will it understand infinite set of instructions? Your computer system has the capacity which is finite or infinite. What do you think? It is finite, right? So we have some limited set of instructions, and using that those set of instructions, we are executing the program, right? So let's consider I have a machine M1 which has the capacity to understand I1, I2, I3, I4 up to I100. This is the instruction set which my system understands. Now I take my source code. This is my source code. Okay, so this is my source code. I give this source code as an input to the machine, and this machine will compile. Let's talk about the compiler first. So this source code will compile the code, and it will convert it into what? Binary. Right? It will convert it into binary. So when it is binary, let's assume that it is creating I1, I2, I4, I40, I60, I70. So these are the instructions which have been generated now. I'm repeating, please focus here. I'm explaining something very important, so please focus here. I have a machine which understands from I1 to I100. These are the instructions which my system understands. Okay, now I take my source code, I give the source code to the system, and I use a compiler. What the compiler will do? It will convert the source code into binary. So here we have a binary set of instructions. So we have I1, I2, I4, I100, I160 up to I70. So these are the instructions which the computer has generated. This is my binary instruction. Everybody clear up to this part? Can you please type C for clear, everyone? So this is my binary file which is generated after the compilation process. Now I run this file. Your network is choppy, Gurpreet is saying. Everyone, can you please confirm? Am I loud and clear? Is my voice clearly audible? Can you please type clear in the chat box if it is clear? It's clear. So, okay. So Gurpreet, maybe some disturbances at your end. So please rejoin the meeting. Yes. Shrikant, what I'm saying, see, this is my source code. This is our original program. And I give this to a machine. The machine has I1, I2, I3, I4 up to I100 instructions. This is what my machine understands. Okay. So when I give the source code to the machine, using a compiler, the binary is being generated. What instructions are being generated? I1, I2, I up to I70. Some instructions have got generated. This is what I have explained. Clear, Shrikant? This is the binary. Right? I give this binary to this machine. Now my question is, will this binary execute successfully on M1? Will this binary successfully execute on the machine M1? Please confirm, everyone. We use the source code, we use the compiler, we generated the binary. Will this binary run on machine M1? Everybody has to answer, please. Everyone has to answer. If you are not understanding, you have to let me know. Okay? If you don't let me know, I will not understand whether you are clear or not. So, will this code execute successfully on my machine M1? Yes or no? Everyone please respond. It will run. Okay. Now let's go for another machine. So I have a different machine now. So here I have a different machine. This is machine M2. Machine has changed. So instruction set might also change. So here I have I1, I2 up to say I50, J1 to J50. So my instruction set has changed. I take this binary and I go to machine M2. Will this instruction set run successfully on machine M2? Yes or no? Tell me everyone. I take this source code and I take this binary and I go to the machine M2. You can see here I1 will run. Yes. I2 will also run. I4 will also run. I40 will also run. But what about I60 and I70? They are not present here. So don't you think my system is going to generate error? Right? So there will be an error. This concept, please focus here. This concept is termed as platform This concept is known as platform dependency. The system is dependent on the machine. The system is dependent on our machine. So whatever program I have written, that will successfully run on my machine. But there is no guarantee that it will run on another machine or not. Understood everybody this concept? This is very, very important concept because based on this, we are going to understand how Python works. Right, everyone? Platform dependency part is clear. What is platform dependency? That part is clear. So you imagine you have some project to do. Your client has given you some project and he is saying, sir, I want you to develop this software. So you said, okay, I will develop the software. And you give the software and you say, sir, sorry, I cannot guarantee whether it will run on your machine or not. Will your client purchase your software? What do you think? If you say, you are saying that there is no guarantee it will run on your machine, will he purchase that software? Obviously, he will say, no, right? I don't want this software. So what is the solution? Come on, this is a problem, right? So let's think about the solution. So what is the solution? What I do is, I figure out a solution. So what I do, instead of giving the binary to the client, instead of giving the binary, what I will do is I will give the source code to the client. I give the source code to the client. But source code will not run directly. So what you have to do? You have to give the compiler also, correct? So you give the compiler, you give the source code, you compile the code and then you execute. Yes or no? This can be one of the solution. The problem occurred because of the compilation, right? So we said, okay, let me give you the source code, let me give you the compiler. I will teach you how to compile the code and you compile the code and then you run. So this is one of the solution. But we all know that this is not the correct solution. This is my source code. Should I give my source code to everybody? Source code is a privacy issue, right? So it is my copyright issue. I don't want to give the source code. So we don't want to give the source code. We don't want to, ask the client to compile the code, execute it, and all those headaches also we don't want. So we have to find some different solution. Correct? So this solution is obviously not a good solution. So we have to figure out some different solution. So what is the solution? The solution is we take the source code. So we take the source code, but we do not use the compiler because compiler straight away converts into binary. So we don't want compiler. We will use a different type of compiler. So we will use the compiler, but it will be a different type of compiler. So we use the compiler, but here we don't get the binary. Okay, what we get is something called as a byte code. Okay, it is not binary. So what we get is not binary. It is something like assembly language code. Something little bit upper than binary, we can say. Little bit better from binary, I should say. It is not completely ones and zeros, but it is something different from that. So assembly language code is being generated. So we generate the assembly language code. So why this process is needed? So when you convert from source code to binary, this ensures that my program is free from errors. There is no error in my code. So this is, we call this as first stage. We call this as first stage compilation. So the source code is converted by the compiler, not into binary, rather something called as assembly language code. So the program is free from error. It is not originally like English like language. It has converted into something different. Now from here, we convert it into, we use something called as, we use something called as Python virtual machine. What this Python virtual machine will do, it will use the concept of interpreter. It will use the concept of interpreter. So this interpreter will, so what this interpreter will do, it will take the compiled code and it will now convert it into binary. So here the binary will happen, binary conversion will happen, and we will see the output. So this is the second stage. So this is how the Python code is executed. We get the source code, we go for the first stage compilation to convert it into the byte code. We give the byte code to the client, not the source code. You get that, everyone? The problem is now resolved. Do you understand? We are not giving the source code to the client. Rather, what are we giving? We are giving the byte code to the client. On the client machine, what I need the Python virtual machine. So Python virtual machine will have the interpreters that will do the second stage of compiling, second stage of execution. It will interpret the code, it will execute on the client's machine, and it will generate the output. So this is how the Python code is, you can say, executed. So everybody understood up to this pass? So even though the people who said they had understanding of 9 out of 10, so do you think you learned something new today? If yes, can you please press the thumbs up, everyone? So many of you said, right, you already know Python. So this two-stage compilation part and why it is needed, that part is clear? Okay, so I want you to note it down first, then we will move forward. Once you note down, please let me know by typing D for done in the chat box. As I told you already that this is one of the most important interview question. How is the Python code executed? So usually the students say it is interpreted. So basically this is how the actual execution happens. So if you give this type of answer, your chances of getting placed really becomes high. Okay. So first of all, the compilation happens, which is the partial compilation wherein the byte code is generated. And then the byte code is further interpreted using the Python virtual machine, which has to be installed on the client machine to generate the binary. Everybody understood the process? Can you please type C for clear in the chat box, please? Okay. Yeah, I can see many done and completed also. So let's move forward. Okay. So now that we have understood the overall execution process, now it's time to start learning the language. So whenever it is time for us to learn a language, let's say I want to learn any new language, maybe Marathi. So what should I do? What are the steps I need to follow to learn the new language? If I want to learn any new language, what is my first step? Tell me. Yes, come on, everyone. Movie. You start watching movie. Alphabets, or you can say the vocabulary, correct? I need to learn the vocabulary. What do we call water in Marathi? What do we call come here in Marathi? Like that. So we need to learn the vocabulary. Then next thing we need to know is the grammar. Yes? Means how to put the vocabularies together. If we learn these two things, do you think we can learn the new language? Yes or no, everyone? I have to learn the new language by learning the vocabulary and by learning the grammar. Right? So vocabulary in terms of programming language is termed as token and grammar is termed as the syntax. The syntax means the rules and regulations, how to put up the tokens together. So that is what is the terminology from the programming perspective. So first is what is the token? So tokens are the smallest building block using which our program is made. So when I write a simple program, for example, print hello, x is equal to 20, y is equal to 30, print sum is equal to something like this. Okay, so right now do not bother about what I have written. So right now what I'm trying to tell you is what is a token. So here the token will be this print that you see here, that is a token. This bracket is also a token. These symbols are tokens. All these are my tokens. Understood? These are my building blocks. Can I say this? All small units, smallest unit. So this is my smallest unit. This inverted comma is 1 unit. This string that I've written is 1 unit. These are all my tokens. So these are the smallest building blocks using which my program is made. So these are all termed as tokens. So first tell me everyone, token is clear. Please type TC in the chat box. What is a token? It's the smallest unit in my program. That is a token. Now, what are the different types of tokens we can have? So different tokens that we can have is variable, identifier, data types, operators, string literals, special symbols, keyword. So these are the different tokens that we can use in our program. So please write this down and then we will understand them one by one. I can see Jayesh is done. Others, please confirm. Yes, so I can see a couple of done coming up in the chat box. Now let's understand the first terminology, that is variable. Now when I say variable, so variable is made up of the word vary, able. So vary means basically change. So something which has the ability to change. Okay. For example, when you are driving, right? So you see the speed. When you are driving, your speed keeps on changing, right? So it keeps on increasing or decreasing. That is variable. Similarly, age. Our age is not permanent. It is not fixed. It will keep on changing. Today it is, let's say, 12. Tomorrow, after 2 years, it will become 14. Something which has the ability to change. Ability to change. That is termed as a variable. So in a program, we use variables for, representing something which can change. It clearly tells us that this is something which is dynamic, which has the capability to keep on changing. So simply variable we can define as something which has the ability to change. Clear? Example is speed, age, etc. Clear with variable? Understood? Understood everyone? Variable concept? Yes. The next one is identifier. Now, what is identifier? So, like you people are there, okay? I can see your name. So, when I want to talk to you, I will say, Subhash, you tell me. Abhiram, you tell me. Komal, you tell me. So, your name, I'm using your name to identify you. Understood? Similarly, in programming, when we are dealing with a program, we have different elements in our program. So we have different, just now we studied about variables. So I might have different variables in my program. So let's say I have 3 variables. But then how do I talk to these variables? How do I identify these variables? So what I will do, I will use some name. So let's say I give the name X over here, Y over here, Z over here. So what I will say, the name of this variable is X. The name of this variable is Y. The name of this variable is Z. So these are, what are X, Y and Z? What I will say, these are identifiers for my variables. Using these names, I am able to identify these variables. So identifier, when I talk about identifier, what are identifiers? Identifiers are the names of our programming element. Programming element. So what element? For example, variable. For example, variable. So the names that we give to our programming elements so that we can identify them. So that we can identify them. Identify them means basically I want to talk to those elements. I want to communicate with those elements. So I use the name. As I told you, I want to talk to you. I will use your name. When we talk to the computer system, we talk to them using the file names, right? Program name. So names are the identifiers. Using these names, we identify. That is the idea of identifier. So before I proceed, are we clear with these first 2 terminologies, everyone? Variable and identifier part is clear? Identifier will be the name that we are going to use for our variables or many other things. What are many other things? We will see that later. So just write this down, everyone. I will wait for you for 2 minutes and then we will proceed further. Just write down, everybody. In the meanwhile, I will share today's attendance sheet, everyone. So please mark your attendance. So when you mark your attendance, whatever I am teaching you today, that part will be shared to you through your email. Okay. So I've shared the attendance sheet. Please make sure you register your attendance sheet. Once you are done, please type D for done in the chat box to update me. Abhiram, Jayesh, Manan, Komal are done. Okay, awesome. Now let's move ahead. So the next one is about the data type. Now, first I will go for, we can say, basic data type. Basic data types. Later on, we will see the advanced data types also. But to start off, let's understand basic data type. So what is the idea of data type? Let's understand this. Data type. What is the meaning? So I will take one example. Let's say I am traveling. Okay. So when I am traveling. So when I book my ticket, I go for the passenger ticket, correct? When I'm traveling, maybe by bus or by train or by flight, I will book a passenger ticket because I am traveling. Okay. So based on the type of ticket I have taken, accordingly my place, my ticket number, everything will be decided. Let's say I want to send my bike from maybe Mumbai to say Chennai. So next time I want to send my bike. Will I buy a passenger ticket for sending my bike? I want to send my bike from maybe Mumbai to Chennai. So should I buy a passenger ticket for the same? Tell me. No. So this will go into the goods category. Do you agree with me? Something I'm sending, right? So it will go into the goods category. So accordingly, I have to make the booking. Means whatever protocol is there for the bike, those protocols we have to follow for sending that kind of artifact or the kind of good. Similarly, in our computers, we have this memory, right? So in our computer system, we have this memory, that is our RAM. On this RAM, I have to store some data. I have to store the data on this RAM. So based on the type of data, accordingly, we have to reserve the memory. Like I'm repeating, suppose I want to travel, I will book passenger ticket. But if I want to send my bike, I will use a goods ticket. Let's make it simple. If I have to travel, I will take passenger ticket. If I have to send my bike, I will take a goods ticket. Similarly, when I have to store some data into my computer system, based on the type of data, I need to reserve the memory. So I have to tell the now I am going to store numbers. I am going to store numbers. So please reserve the memory block for numbers. Now I am going to store, say, I'll use the word string. String means what? String means characters. Let's say the name. Name is suppose Komal. So I want to store this data that is Komal. So Komal is considered to be a string. String means a bunch of characters. So you have to tell the system that reserve memory for this type of data. When you give this clear instruction, then your program is able to understand, okay, number treated differently, string treated differently. For example, when you book passenger ticket, there is a clarity that this has to be dealt in a different way. If it is a bike, it has to be dealt in a different way. So that clarity has to be given. So whenever you are reserving memory blocks, you have to mention what kind of data we are going to store. So how we mention? By using the concept of data type. So what is data type? Are we clear on this, everybody? So data type tells us about the type of data. What kind of data we are going to store into our memory. That will be defined by using the data type concept. So is the concept of data type clear, everybody? If it is clear, please type DC, data type clear. Okay, awesome. So what are the different data types we have in Python? So first data type is number. Data types in Python. So as I already mentioned, first we will go for basic data type. So first is number. So number, within number we have different data types like integer. Then we have float. Then we have complex. Then we have string. Then we have boolean. Then we have another one, we call this as none. No, char data type we don't have the in Python. Okay. So these are some of the basic data types that we have in Python. So please write it down. I will explain them one by one. Long double, everything comes under float. Okay, Abhiram? And you will be amazed by the capacity of data which Python can handle. It goes beyond the traditional data types. Okay. I mean, once you start writing the program, you will be like, wow, kind of thing will be there. Once we start into coding part. Okay. It can handle huge amount of data. So everything is accommodated under float. Yes. So please update me once you are done with it. Okay, awesome. So first, let's understand numbers. Now, in number, first of all, we have integer. So what is an integer? So integer means any number which is like positive, say 3, 47, 36, whatever. So such numbers are considered as integers. So these are my positive numbers. 0 will also be considered to be an integer. And then we can have negative numbers as well. So -3, -1076 are also the integers. Then comes float. So float basically holds the fractional values. For example, 3.75, 2.8, 0.76. Such numbers. Even we can have negative also, right? 3.1. So these are the data that will be considered to be of float. Then the next one is complex. So complex basically is a combination of real and imaginary. So real and imaginary combination will be there. So x plus iy, or I can say 3 plus i7. That type of data is considered to be complex. So these are the three types of numeric data that we have in Python. These are the only 3 type of numeric data type. Beyond this, nothing is there. In other programming languages, you do have double, long, etc., short. Such things are not there in Python. Okay, so please note it down. Then we will move further. Okay, besides typing D for done, are we also clear about it, everybody? Everyone is getting clarity about what is numeric data type in Python? Because this is also the second interview question mostly will be like how the Python code is compiled. Second question is what are the different data types in Python? So that clarity you need to have, right? Okay. So now let's move ahead with the next data type, that is string. So string, as I already mentioned, string will be a group of characters. Group of characters. So we do not have in Python, we do not have something called as char. This is not there in Python. We directly have string. So everything comes under string. So even we write hello. So hello is a string. Vaishali is a string. Okay, a bigger string. This is Python is also a string. And if you want to handle single character, that is also a string. Everything is considered to be a string. Then everybody, string part is clear? Okay. The next one is Boolean data type. So Boolean is wherein we have the information like true and false. So sometimes it may be a situation wherein I just want to hold the information. Yes, Abhiram has asked one question that if I have in inverted comma 1, 2, 3, so yes, it will be treated as a string. If something is given in a pair of inverted commas, whatever you are writing, it will be considered as a string. Even if it is a number, it will be considered as a string. Okay, so Boolean is like true or false. So internally true is 1, false is 0. But specifically we can write true or false to signify that this is a true value, this is a false value. Today's session is there or not? Yes or no? So today there is a session, so true. Sorry, due to development of cyclones around, there is rain winds all around. Internet is a bit stable. Pardon me. No problem, Shubham. You can cover up through recording also if you're not able to listen to me clearly. Okay. Sometimes it is also possible where you stay. I stay in Mumbai, Vaibhav. Okay. So sometimes I want to create a variable and I do not want to specify the data type. Right now, I don't want to specify the data type. So that is where I will say none. Create a variable, but I'm not clear about the data type, so I can just say none. So its data type is none. Okay, none means not belonging to any data type, I can say. So far, so good. Up to this part, if everyone is clear, can you please type double T for crystal clear up to this part? Jayesh is saying no. Jayesh, any issue? Please ask what is the problem. You can type in the chat box, Jayesh. You want me to revise? Do you want me to recap everything? Can you repeat it again? Okay. So first, I told you about the number. Yeah, I am repeating. So in number, we have three types. One is int, one is float, and one is complex. Okay, so int means a set of numbers where it can be like 3, 4, minus 13, 0. Such type of complete numbers, okay, none only one. Alright. So none means sometimes I want to create a variable, but I don't want to mention the data type because I'm not clear. Later on, it can be integer or it can be string or it can be float. I'm not clear right now. So we will use none. I will explain you, Divya. Right now, it is not, I cannot give you very adequate. I will tell you, don't worry. I will explain what is none. And just tell you, just register in your brain that none is a type. Okay? Sometimes we need it. Okay? So when we will need it, I will let you know. So don't worry about it. Sometimes some calculations will give us the none result also. So we need to check whether the result is none. If it is none, I take a different type of decision. Okay? For example, I am asking students to register for some event. If no one registered, so can I say it is none? If no one registered, I will say none, right? So if it is none, I will say please cancel the event. So that kind of decision making I will have to do based on none. Understood? Shall I move ahead, everyone? If you give me a green signal, I will move ahead. All right. Now, another important point. Python is dynamically typed language. So Python is a dynamically typed language. What does type? Type here is data type. So it is a dynamically typed language. What does this actually mean? Let's say right now I have one variable. Right now I have created a memory block and I have stored a number, let's say 1, 3, 13. So what do you think? What will be the data type of this memory block? If there is a block where I have stored 1, 3, 13, it's an integer, right? So you all are saying that this is an integer. And let's say I give this block an identifier. I give this block a name, let's say x. So x is having the value 13. So its data type is right now int. Later on, I will say let's erase this 13. And in place of 13, I store something, let's say hello. I'm saying now x is holding what? Hello. So if now x is holding hello, what is this data type now? It has become a string. Further, I will say no, x, you don't hold a string now, you hold something like 3.12. So now x is holding what? It is holding a float data type. So this kind of flexible arrangement we have in Python. So once you create a variable in Python, it might be of integer. Later on, during its journey, it may change to string. Then later on, it may change to float or whatever. So there is a huge flexibility here. So that is why it is termed as dynamically typed. The data type may change dynamically. It is not a rigid programming model. It is very, very dynamic, very flexible. Based on our requirement, we may keep on changing the variable data type. Are we clear on this, everybody? This is very important point. So are we clear on this? There is no rigid connection. There is no rigid connection. Okay, eventually, see, let me take another example. Let's say there is a flight. Okay, in a flight, there is a place where the passengers will sit. So, in the same seat, can you make a good, or what I can say, a parcel also travel in the same seat? In an aeroplane, there is, or in a train, or train, people do carry so much of luggage, so I don't want to give the train example. In a flight where the passengers are sitting, can you carry a luggage in the passenger seat in a flight? No, right? So that is a rigid type. Rigid type. It is not dynamically type. But if we have a flexibility that yes, you travel, you make your luggage travel, that flexibility you are giving me, then it will become dynamically type. So whatever I want, I can store there. Maybe a passenger, maybe a good, maybe whatever, some luggage. So that is called as a dynamically typed language. Understood, everybody? Are we clear up to this point? Okay. So this was about the basic data type, right? So next, what did I write next in the list that I have given you? After data type, did I write operators? Okay, let's take up the operators. So operators are used to perform some mathematical or logical operation. So operators are used to perform some mathematical and logical operation. For example, we have different operators like arithmetic operators. So arithmetic operators, we have plus, minus, division. We have one more, that is floor division, multiplication, this one and this one. So these are the different arithmetic operators in Python. Please note this down, everybody. Sometimes we have to do some operations, right? Some calculations we have to do. So for that, we require the arithmetic operator. So just write it down. I will explain to you one by one. Done? Okay. Now, the plus minus operator is pretty clear that suppose I have a number 10 plus if I say 20, then obviously I'm going to get the result as 30. This is quite clear, right? Similarly, if I have 20 and I say minus 10, then the result will be 10. So minus operator is quite obvious. Then we have division, multiplication, sorry. So we have 10 multiplied by 20. So that will give my how much? 200. So this is also pretty clear. Next come the division operator. So in division operator, we have two types of operators. So let's understand it. Suppose we have 20 and I'm dividing 20 by 10. So 10 twos are 20. I get the remainder as 0. So if I write here 20 divided by 10, I will get the result as 2. If I write 20 divided by 10, then also I will get the result as 2, but it will be written as 2.0. So first you understand that when you write this operator, you get the answer in the form of integer. And when you use single slash, you get the answer in the form of float. That is the first division, first difference I should say. Let me take another example. So let's say I have 12. Okay, 12 and I am dividing it by 10. So 10 ones are 10 and I get the remainder as 2. So here I am writing 12 and if I divide it by 10 like this, then I will get the answer only as 1. But if I write 12 divided by 10 means single slash, I will get the answer as 1.2. So this double slash is called as the floor division. And this is our normal division. So whenever you want a precise answer, you want precision. So you will go for the normal division. But if you want only numeric data, like in the form of integer, you will go for the floor division. Is everyone able to understand the difference between these two operators? Because this is something new, right? It is not available in all languages. This is specific to Python. We have two types of division operators available. So if it is clear, can you please type C for clear in the chat box, everyone? Just confirm. Okay, awesome. Okay, so multiplication we already saw. Now let's come to the double, what I can say, double asterisk. So if I write here 2 times asterisk 3. So this actually means 2 to the power 3. So for power, so this will give us the result as 8. This is our exponent operator. So please note this down, everyone, up to this part and type D for done in the chat box. Done. Okay, last but not the least, there is so much background noise. Gurpreet is saying there is background noise. Others can having noise. Okay, just give me a minute. I will leave the meeting and return. Hold on for a second. Hello. Hello. Is it better now? Okay. Fine. So now the last but not the least in this category, there is a mod operator. So mod, this is pronounced as mod operator. So mod operator is basically used to get the remainder. Okay. So let's again take this 12, 10. So 10 ones are 10 and you get the remainder as 2. So when you write 12 mod 10, you will get the remainder as 2. This is the result you are going to get. So this cancels the remainder. So with this, we cover all the arithmetic operators. So please confirm once you are done. And once again, I will share the attendance sheet so that if some students have joined late, then you have to mark your attendance. Then only I should be able to share whatever I am teaching you, whatever notes and everything I will be able to share with you. All right. So now we have, kind of build a base. We have understood what are variables. We have understood what are basic arithmetic operators. So some kind of structure we have obtained. So now let me go ahead and write here x is equal to 10. Suppose I write like this. What will you understand by this? This means we are telling Python, okay, Python, create one variable with the name x, its identifier is x, and store the value 10 inside it. Then I go ahead and write another variable, let's say y, and I assign another value, let's say 20. So I am telling Python, you create another variable and store the value 20. Now I write here z is equal to x plus 1. So I am saying, okay, go ahead and create another variable and store the summation over here. So this will be the sum, that is 30. And then I want to show the result. I want to show the output. For showing the output in Python, we have something called as a print function. Print all alphabets in small letters. So print we will write. So simply I have to use a simple bracket and I will write here, let's say hello. So when you write this, you will get the output as hello. Suppose I want a bigger statement. Okay. So let me write this. I can also write print hello everyone, whatever you want. So you can write like this. We can also use single quotes for this thing. So let's learn Python. I can use single quotes also. And we have some other options also. So this is how we write the basic Python code. Okay. So now I will switch to Visual Studio Code, wherein we can type the code and we can see the output. So yesterday we had covered the installation part, right? How to install Visual Studio Code. Is everyone done with the installation procedure? Can you please type, show me your thumbs up, everyone? Okay, awesome. So here, yesterday we had executed this code, that is print hello. So I am just using the yesterday's file. So print hello everyone. Hold on, it's just initializing. Hello everyone. And now we open the terminal. So my terminal is already open. So here on the terminal, I will be typing Python demo.py. So this is the kind of output we will get. Now, when you observe the output, hello is coming in a different line. Hello everyone is coming in a different line. So if you want both the outputs to come in the same line, what you have to do is, here you will say, do not end with a new line. Rather, you will say end with a space. So just specify like this, and you will see the output appears to be on the same line. So I want you all to please open your VS Code and go ahead and type this code, everyone, or whatever editor you have. Okay, whichever editor you have, go ahead and try this something. And type D for done in the chat box once you are done. Is it done, everyone? Okay. So now I will erase this code and I will have the different program. So I told you, right? X is equal to 10. Let's say Y is equal to 20. Hold on, I will just restart my VS Code. It's becoming a bit slow. So hold on. Now, if I go ahead and say print, and I write here in inverted commas, if I write Z, right? So what is going to happen? Now, if I go ahead and type print, sorry, Python demo.py. So can you see this? Output came out to be Z. We don't want Z, right? So what you will do is just remove this inverted comma. So then it will understand, okay, now I have to print the variable. It is not a string, it's a variable. So now I will just go ahead and see the output as 30. So please try this out, everyone. Hello, everyone. I'm repeating, please focus here. I do not want the output to be only 30. Okay, I want the output to be sum is 30. That is my requirement. So this is one part and this is another part, right? This part is coming from the variable that is Z. So what I will do, this part we will put it in a pair of single quotes or double quotes, sum is. And this part you directly write it Z. Don't put it inside inverted commas. Now you have to just join this by using a comma like this. And this is my print statement. You get that, everyone? You can type IGT if you get it. I get it. Please type IGT if you understand this, everyone. Okay. So let's try this out. So I will just write here print sum is okay. So you can see the answer is sum is 30. Now, okay, try this one. Then we will see some more examples. Mansi, can you please share the screen, Mansi, so that I understand what problem you are facing? You click on the share screen option and there you will see entire screen. So please press entire screen option so that I can see your screen. So hold on, student. Mansi is facing some trouble. Let's resolve this. Others can try out with some other operators in between, everyone. We have learned so many operators, right? So please try with the other operators that we have seen. Now, based on whatever we are discussing today, I will be sharing with you the assignment number 1. Okay. So you all will go through the assignment number 1. So tomorrow when we start, we will first take up the assignment number 1 and then we will proceed further. Fair enough? Yes, we are just waiting for Mansi to share the screen. All of you, please make sure you register yourself or you give your attendance so that we get the email ID, because through the email only I can share with you the assignment and all the explanation code, whatever I am doing, I will be sharing you through the email, right? Yes, Mansi, are you facing any trouble sharing the screen? You can, because I cannot see your screen yet shared. I have already done it. Fine, Nilesh, no issues. Mansi, I will take your error at the end of the session, as I don't, I think you are facing some trouble sharing the screen. What's the syllabus? Wedo, please go through yesterday's recording. There I have explained the entire course syllabus. Okay. And the details will be shared to you also through the email. Okay. Yes, everyone, let's continue because I am not able to see Python not found. Run without argument. Getting this by terminal. Ganesh, you need to share the screen so that so that I can see. Install Python VS Code yet. Once received, I will. Okay, I will just check with the team, Surya. You are not allowed to share the screen. Okay, okay. You are getting this type of message. Okay, no problem, Mansi. You can share it tomorrow. Is it fine? I will have to ask the team if there is some setting issue. I need to check with the team. All right. So no worries. I will resolve your doubt first. Then we meet tomorrow. Maybe there is some setting issue which needs to be changed. Okay. Anyway, so let's continue, everyone. Yes. So now please focus here, everyone. Suppose my requirement is that everyone understood this type of output. Everybody, this is clear. Okay. Now let's say I want the output to be like sum of 10 and 20 is 30. Suppose this is the output I want, right? So now what do you have to do? All of you please focus here. This 10 is coming from where? 10 is coming from X. 20 is coming from where? It is coming from Y. 30 is coming from where? It is coming from Z. Remaining everything is fixed. So what are we going to write now? Sum of, okay, put it in inverted commas. Then we will write X. Okay, then again and. So whatever is fixed, that will go in a pair of inverted commas. Then y. So I will write here y. Is will be written in a pair of inverted commas. And then finally I will write z. So as I told you, just join them using commas. Try this out, everyone. On your own, please try. I will just undo everything. I want you to try this. Everybody, please try this one. You got the concept, everyone? Whatever statement you have, you identify the variables, okay? Identify the variables and then you have to put them together. There are different ways of writing print statement. This is one of the way I'm teaching, okay? So here I am saying print sum of for x and y is, and then we are writing print. So now if I go ahead and check on the terminal, you can see here sum of 10 and 20 is 30. That kind of output you will get. So everybody has obtained the output up to this point. Please confirm, everyone. If yes, please type D for done in the chat box. Okay, now let's move one step ahead. Here, I had taken the numbers as 10 and 20. So we say these are hard-coded values. Means I've already fixed this number. What if I want to take this number from the user? So for collecting the number from the user, we use the method that is input, and you have to specify the method. So enter a number. That is the message I am going to give. Now here I am writing input, enter second number. So this is the second message I am giving. Let's first try this one. Okay, let me try this one. You don't type it, first you observe what I'm doing. So what is the output we are getting? Is it the correct output? 1, 2, 3, 3? No. So what is happening? This input, whatever you type, it is being considered as a string. It is not being considered as a number. So we have to tell Python that this data has to be treated as integer. So I will have to apply the int function over here. Convert it into integer. All right. So once the number has been converted into integer, we are now good to go. So now let me open the terminal and try this. So this is the result. So please try this out, everyone. So this was our first session, actually technical session on Python. So some of you initially had mentioned that you have zero understanding of Python. So my question is to them, are you finding it easy to understand? Can we make it work together, everyone? Can you please press the thumbs up and tell me, did you find this session easy to understand? Do you think Python is easy to understand? Specifically, I'm asking them who wrote zero for numbering, right? So today itself, you might have, learned so many things and your confidence will gradually improve. Right? So only consistency I need from you. Yesterday only I told you. You just be consistent, you just attend the session, you do the programs along with me, step by step. And in 2 weeks itself, you will understand how much you have, grown from zero to hero. Okay? Just in 2 weeks, I will prove my point. In one day itself, I think so you should be ready to accept it that in one day itself we are moving a step ahead. Right? Chalo. So everyone, okay till this part? I have knowledge of basic Python, cleared my doubts and revision happened. Good for me. Great, Shubham. And as I said, even though if you have very good knowledge of Python, still I will have something new for you on a daily basis. Okay, you will definitely learn something new. Because we will be solving a lot of questions that will be assignment sheet I already shared. Let me share it one more time. So with this, we come to the end of today's session. And as I said, I will be sharing the assignment number 1. You just have to try to solve the assignment, okay? Because anyways, tomorrow I will start with the assignment first. But I want you to go through it, just understand, just see what we can do about it. Just try to observe the assignment, okay? I don't expect you to do the assignment on your own because I am going to help you out as your mentor. But I want you to just go through it, see what is easy for you, see what you are not able to do, whatever. And just try to play around with it. Okay. So tomorrow when we meet, first thing we will do is we will go through the assignments and then gradually we will progress further. All right, everyone. Hope you all enjoyed today's session. Which assignment? I will share assignment number 1, Shubham. Okay. I will be sharing the first assignment based on what we learned today. Okay, Shubham? And then you just have to try. You may be able to solve some questions. You may not be able to solve all questions, which is perfectly fine. Reshare the assignment. I have not shared. Yes, it will be shared via your email. Okay. Assignment will be shared to you via your email. Can you show your code again? Yes, I can show the code again. So all of you have been participating with a lot of enthusiasm. I am really happy to see such type of audience. So very good, everyone. So that is what I need from you. Just be consistent, just follow the instructions and we can together make it happen. Sure. Yeah, okay. Chalo. So let's stop here for today. Enjoyed the session. Please do send yesterday. Surya, I will make sure that the team sends the recording. Okay. Chalo. Bye bye, everyone. See you tomorrow. I will wait for you tomorrow. Okay. Bye bye. Take care, everyone. Have a good day. You will get the recording. Everything you will get. Don't worry. Okay. I will ask the team. Just fill in the attendance sheet because we need your email address so that we can share everything with you. Everything we have explained in yesterday's session, Surya. So if you go through the recording, you will get to know, right? Yes. So bye, everyone. Bye bye. Have a good day. Take care, everyone.